Ren woke up with a start. His eyes blinked rapidly, trying to adjust to the bright light that filled the room. It was nothing like the place he had been before. Smooth walls that seemed to shimmer slightly, soft, cool floors beneath him, and strange, faint hums of machinery all around. He sat up and rubbed his eyes, feeling a sudden ache in his arms. That's when he noticed them. Strange, glowing marks traced intricate patterns across his skin. His pulse quickened. He had no idea how they got there. The marks glimmered softly, almost like tiny rivers of light flowing over his veins. Panic rose inside him. What is happening? Ren whispered, his voice shaking. He looked around the room, but there was no one in sight. The room's door slid open silently, and a figure stepped in. Ren froze. She was taller than most humans, graceful, with luminous skin that seemed to shimmer like liquid silver. Her eyes were large, gentle, and golden, radiating warmth and intelligence. She wore a long, flowing robe of deep blue and silver, decorated with symbols Ren had never seen before. The woman smiled at him, and Ren felt a strange calm settle over him despite his fear. "Do not be afraid," she said softly. "I am Anara, princess of the Veari. You are safe here." Ren's mouth went dry. Veari? He stammered. "Where am I? How did I get here?" Anara knelt slightly to meet his gaze. "You were brought here because you have been chosen. The marks on your arms, they are the first step of a transformation. It is a process that will connect you to my people and our abilities." Ren swallowed hard. His heart was racing. "Transformation? What do you mean?" "I don't understand." Anara's smile remained gentle. "It is natural to feel fear. This is a great change. The marks you see are a bridge between your body and ours. Soon, you will gain abilities you never imagined. You will see and feel the world in a new way." Ren shook his head. I don't want to change. I just want to go home." Anara's expression softened. "You have a choice, Ren. No one will force you. But once the transformation begins, it cannot be undone. It will be easier if you accept it." He looked at his arms again. The glowing marks pulsed gently, almost like they were alive. A tingling sensation ran through him. His fear battled with curiosity. He had always wondered if there was life beyond Earth. He had never imagined it would be like this. I don't know if I'm ready," Ren admitted quietly. "That is normal," Anara replied. "Few are at first, but you are stronger than you realize." Ren noticed her hand extended toward him, open and inviting. She radiated calm and confidence, and something inside him told him he could trust her. Hesitantly, he reached out. The moment his fingers brushed hers, a soft warmth spread from his hand up his arm. The marks glowed brighter, flowing gently as if alive. Ren gasped. A strange energy coursed through him, not painful, but different, powerful. "You feel it," Anara said. "That is the connection beginning. Your body is learning to harmonize with ours." Ren's mind raced. "Harmonize with yours? But I'm human. How is this possible?" Anara laughed softly, a melodic sound that made the room feel lighter. "The universe is full of possibilities. Humans and Veari are different, yes. But there is a way to connect. The transformation bridges our worlds, our strengths. You will become something more, something new." Ren looked down at his glowing arms, unsure whether to be excited or terrified. The pulsing light made his skin tingle, and he could feel a faint energy beneath it, like a heartbeat not his own. What if it hurts?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. "Your body may feel unusual sensations," Anara admitted, "but it will not harm you. Pain is not part of this process. Fear, however, can make it harder. You must trust yourself and trust me." Ren swallowed. He wanted to trust her, and yet a part of him hesitated. Still, the energy in his arms felt alive. It seemed to call to him, to promise something incredible. "I guess I'll try," Ren said finally, his voice firming. Anara smiled broadly. "Very well. That is all I ask for now. Rest. Let your body adjust. Soon, you will begin your first trial." Ren nodded, though he was still nervous. He lay back on the soft floor, staring at the ceiling. The glow from his arms reflected across the walls, casting strange, beautiful patterns. He tried to calm his racing heart. Time passed, or at least he thought it did. The light in the room changed, shifting in color and intensity. Ren felt a deep sense of calm wash over him. The tingling in his arms grew stronger, and he closed his eyes, feeling as though the marks were reaching deeper inside him, exploring him, awakening something he had never known existed. Finally, he opened his eyes to see Anara kneeling beside him again. "Are you ready?" she asked. Rin nodded, still unsure what ready meant. But there was a part of him that felt a spark of excitement. A small, daring voice inside whispered that this could be the start of something extraordinary. Anara extended her hand once more, then let the journey begin. As Rin took her hand, a surge of warmth and light rushed through him. The marks on his arms glowed brighter than ever, and he felt his body change subtly, muscles tightening, senses sharpening, a rush of awareness that made the room feel alive in a new way. Ryan gasped. This was no dream. This was real. He was no longer just Ren, a human alone in the galaxy. Something new was starting, something incredible, something that would change him forever. He looked at Anara. Her golden eyes gleamed with pride and something more, hope. Ren realized for the first time that he was not afraid anymore. Not completely, but he was ready to face whatever came next. Ren woke again to the soft hum of the ship. The strange marks on his arms still glowed faintly, pulsing as if in rhythm with his heartbeat. He sat up slowly, noticing how different his body felt. His muscles seemed lighter, yet stronger, and his senses were sharper than before. Even the faint scent of the air seemed richer, almost sweet in a way he couldn't describe. Anara was waiting for him. She stood near a large window, looking out at the stars. Her presence was calm and reassuring. "Good morning, Ren," she said, her voice gentle. "I see the transformation is settling." Ren rubbed his arms, still in awe. "It feels strange," he admitted. "Like something inside me is waking up. I can feel more. I don't know how to explain it." "That is exactly what should happen," Anara said. "The marks are not just symbols. They are the beginning of a connection between your body and the energy of my people. It is a bridge to the abilities you will soon learn to control." Ren frowned. "Abilities? What kind of abilities?" Anara walked closer and held her hands. In front of him, a small, glowing orb of light appeared, floating effortlessly between her palms. The light shifted and changed shape as she willed it to move. "The Vayari can manipulate energy, sense life, and communicate with our technology through thought. You will learn these skills, step by step. But first, you must understand the connection." Ren stared at the orb, mesmerized, and the marks. "They're doing this." "Yes," Anara confirmed. "They are like a map and a key. They guide your body, teach it to respond to energy, and slowly awaken what you already have inside. Humans have potential you have never realized. This process simply unlocks it." Ren hesitated. "So, I'm not fully human anymore." Anara shook her head. "You are still yourself. The transformation enhances you, but it does not erase who you are. You will remain Ren. The difference is that you will also become part of our world, connected to the Vayari in ways humans cannot normally reach." Ren ran a hand over the glowing marks. They pulsed under his touch, warm but not painful. "And this is safe, completely," Anara said. "The process cannot harm you. It only awakens abilities that are already possible for humans. In combination with our energy, fear or doubt may slow progress, but it will not hurt you." Ren nodded slowly, trying to take it all in. The thought of gaining powers was exciting, but it also made him nervous. He had never felt so exposed, so small, and yet so alive. "Come," Anara said, motioning toward a nearby platform. "I will show you something." Ren followed her, his glowing arms casting strange shadows across the walls. They reached a chamber filled with smooth, metallic panels and holographic screens. Ren gasped. Technology like this he had never seen before. Lights moved in patterns. Shapes shifted in 3 dimensions, and the air seemed to hum with energy. "This is part of what you will learn to control," Anara explained. Your connection to the marks will allow you to interact with our technology without touching it. You will guide it with thought and intent alone. Rin's eyes widened. You mean I could do this too? Yes, Anara said, smiling. But only after you understand yourself. First, you must learn to focus. The marks are teaching your mind as well as your body. They respond to your thoughts and feelings. Try to feel the energy flowing through them. Rin closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He concentrated on the pulsing warmth in his arms. At first, nothing happened. But gradually, he felt a subtle shift, like a gentle current moving through him. His heart beat in rhythm with the glow, and he sensed a faint hum in the air, almost like it was responding to him. Good, Anara said softly. You are already beginning to understand. Rin opened his eyes. The orb of light that had floated before seemed to shimmer in recognition, moving slightly as if acknowledging his presence. A small thrill ran through him. So, the energy can feel me? He asked. Yes, Anara said. It responds to focus, emotion, and willpower. You will learn to control it more precisely. At first, you will only sense small currents, small movements, but in time, you will shape it, guide it, and even use it to protect yourself and others. Rin felt a mix of fear and excitement. Protect others? Like fight? Anara shook her head. Only when necessary. The Veari are peaceful, Rin. Our strength is for defense, for creation, and for understanding. You will learn to use your abilities responsibly. This is why we begin with control and awareness before any other challenge. Rin nodded, his mind racing. It was a lot to take in. He could feel something inside him stirring, something that wanted to reach out and explore these new powers. The glowing marks on his arms seemed to pulse faster, as if urging him on. Now, Anara said, let us begin your first exercise. Reach out with your mind. Focus on the energy around you, the currents you can sense in the room. Do not try to move it yet. Simply feel it. Rin closed his eyes again. He breathed slowly, letting his mind clear. At first, he felt nothing but his own heartbeat. But soon, he noticed a faint vibration in the air, a subtle rhythm that matched the glow of his marks. He reached inward, trying to touch it with thought alone. A small shiver ran through him, and the orb on the platform flickered in response. Rin gasped, opening his eyes to see it shift slightly, like a tiny wave responding to his will. You did that, Anara said, her voice filled with pride. The connection is working. The energy can sense you. Now, we will take the next step, slowly. Rin's heart raced. The fear he had felt earlier was still there, but now it was joined by something else: wonder, excitement. In the first taste of power, he realized that this was just the beginning. His life, everything he had known, was about to change, and for the first time, Rin felt ready to face it. Rin stood in the center of the chamber, the strange hum of the ship filling his ears. The marks on his arms glowed softly, tracing intricate patterns that seemed to pulse with his heartbeat. Anara stood nearby, her golden eyes watching him with calm patience. Are you ready for your first trial? She asked. Ian swallowed hard. His stomach churned with nerves, but there was also a spark of excitement. I think so, he replied. Anara smiled. Good. This trial will help you begin controlling energy. It will be small at first. You will not need to touch anything. Your mind and focus are enough. She raised her hands, and a small ball of glowing energy appeared between them. It hovered effortlessly, spinning slowly. Rin's eyes widened. I have to move that? He asked. Yes, Anara said gently. But not with your hands, with your mind. Focus on it. Feel the energy. Sense how it flows. Let your connection guide you. Rin took a deep breath and closed his eyes. He tried to quiet his thoughts, to feel the pulse in his arms, the subtle warmth running through his veins. At first, nothing happened. The ball stayed still, spinning gently in the air, as if ignoring him completely. He opened his eyes. I can't feel it, he admitted, frustration creeping in. The glowing marks on his arms seemed to flicker impatiently, almost as if they were urging him to try harder. Anara stepped closer. Do not force it, she said. You are trying too hard. Feel. Do not think. Let the energy respond to you naturally. Rin closed his eyes again. He breathed slowly, letting the rhythm of his heartbeat guide him. The hum in the room seemed louder now, vibrating through his body. Gradually, a small sensation began to form in his mind, a light, pulsing current, warm and steady. It was subtle, almost like a whisper. "That's it," Anara said softly. "You feel it now. Reach out gently." As if touching it with your mind, Rin concentrated. Imagining the small energy ball in front of him, he extended his thoughts toward it, careful not to rush. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the ball shifted. It wobbled slightly, then steadied again. Rin's eyes opened wide in amazement. I moved it," he whispered. His heart pounded with excitement. "Yes," Anara said, smiling. "You did. But remember, control is more important than speed. Focus, patience, and awareness. Let the connection guide you." Rin nodded, closing his eyes once more. This time, he let the energy flow through him, matching his breath to the pulse of the glowing marks on his arms. Gradually, the ball began to rise, hovering higher in the air. It spun faster, responding more fluidly to Rin's thoughts. He could feel the warmth in his arms intensifying, the energy coursing through his body like a river of light. A small laugh escaped his lips. This is amazing." Anara's eyes shone with pride. "Yes, it is. And this is only the beginning. Your connection will grow stronger as you practice. But there is more to learn: balance, focus, and control in motion." Rin opened his eyes fully and focused on the energy ball again. He felt it respond almost instinctively now, rising and lowering as he willed it, spinning and twisting in patterns. He imagined in his mind the marks on his arms glowed brighter, tracing the paths of energy as if they were alive. It feels like part of me," Rin said in wonder. "Like I can feel it in my body, not just my mind." "Exactly," Anara said. "The marks are more than guides. They are your connection to the energy of my people. The stronger your focus, the stronger your control will become. Soon, you will do more than move a small ball. You will shape energy, protect yourself, and even interact with our technology through thought alone." Rin's excitement grew, but so did his determination. He wanted to master this. He wanted to understand the transformation completely. Slowly, he began experimenting, moving the energy ball in more complex patterns. He guided it in spirals, then loops, then even gentle waves. Each movement felt like a conversation between him and the energy, a silent understanding forming. Anara watched quietly, letting him learn at his own pace. "Do not be afraid to push a little," she said. "But remember, patience is the greatest teacher." Rin took a deep breath and concentrated harder. The ball of energy trembled slightly, then steadied. Suddenly, the glow from his arms flared brightly, and he felt a surge of power he had never known. The ball lifted higher than before, spinning and weaving through the air in a beautiful, controlled pattern. Rin's eyes shone with pride and wonder. I did it," he whispered, barely believing it himself. "Yes," Anara said softly. "You are learning quickly. Most humans take much longer to achieve this level. You are special, Rin. But remember, this is only the beginning. There is much more to discover, and the trials ahead will challenge you even further." Rin nodded, still marveling at the glowing energy ball. He could feel the marks on his arms pulsing in response to his excitement and focus. It was a strange, wonderful sensation, powerful, but comforting. He realized that he was changing, not just in his abilities, but in his confidence and courage. "I want to learn more," Rin said firmly. "I want to understand everything. I want to be ready." Anara smiled warmly. "That is the spirit. Your journey has just begun. The first trial was simple, but it has shown your potential. Soon, you will face challenges that will test not only your abilities, but your mind and heart as well." Rin looked at the energy ball one last time before it floated gently back into Anara's hands. He felt a deep sense of pride and anticipation. The glowing marks on his arms pulsed softly, a quiet reminder that he was no longer the same person who had woken up terrified in a strange room. He had taken his first step into a larger world, a world filled with possibilities, challenges, and wonders he had never imagined. and for the first time, Ren felt truly alive. After completing his first trial, Ren felt a new sense of confidence. The glowing marks on his arms had begun to settle into a steady, comforting rhythm. Each pulse felt like a heartbeat, a reminder that he was part of something greater now. Anara led him to a large observation deck. The walls were transparent, showing the endless expanse of space. Stars shimmered in every direction, and nearby planets rotated slowly, their colors bright and vivid. Ren could not remember the last time he had seen the stars so clearly, even from Earth. It's beautiful, Ren whispered, pressing his hand lightly against the glass. I never thought space could look like this. Anara smiled. The universe is full of wonders, Ren. You are only beginning to see it through new eyes. They walked slowly along the deck. Ren noticed that his senses were sharper than before, the faint hum of distant engines, the subtle movements of the ship, even the gentle vibration of energy flowing through the walls. It was as if the ship itself was alive, responding to him in small, quiet ways. Your transformation is more than physical, Anara explained. It is mental and emotional as well. The marks on your arms are just the beginning. Soon, your mind will perceive energy, patterns, and connections that humans normally cannot sense. Ren nodded slowly. I think I'm starting to feel it already. I can sense something flowing through the ship, like it's alive, like it's part of me. That is correct, Anara said. The connection grows stronger with awareness. You are learning to sense, to feel, and to understand. But there is more than energy. There's culture, history, and a responsibility that comes with your new abilities. Ren looked at her curiously. Culture, responsibility. Yes, Anara said, her voice gentle but firm. The Veari are peaceful, but we are also protectors of knowledge and life. You must learn our ways, understand our people, and respect the balance we maintain. You will not just gain abilities, you will also learn how to use them wisely. Ren nodded, feeling the weight of her words. He had always been curious, but this was different. This was a responsibility unlike anything he had ever faced. They entered a room filled with holographic displays. Ren gasped as images of planets, cities, and creatures appeared in midair. Some scenes showed landscapes filled with strange, glowing plants. Others depicted Veari communities, tall and elegant, living in harmony with nature and technology. These are my people, Anara said. The Veari have lived among the stars for millennia. We value peace, knowledge, and the growth of all beings. You will learn from them as you continue your transformation. Ren watched, fascinated. They're amazing, so different from humans, but so beautiful. Anara smiled. And yet, they are not so different. The same curiosity, courage, and compassion that humans have is also part of the Veari. Your connection bridges the best of both worlds. Ren felt a warmth in his chest, a sense of pride and belonging he had never known. He glanced down at the glowing marks on his arms. They pulsed softly, almost as if acknowledging his thoughts. Anara, thank you, Ren said quietly, for helping me, for guiding me. I don't know what I would do without you. Anara's eyes softened. You have done all the work, Ren. I only help you see what is already inside you. You have courage, focus, and a desire to learn. That is why you were chosen. Ren smiled faintly. Chosen? I still can't believe that. Me, a human, chosen by an alien princess for something like this. You are extraordinary, Anara said simply. And your journey is just beginning. But for now, rest. The mind and body need balance as much as energy. Tomorrow, we will continue with your training, and you will learn to control more complex flows of energy. Ren nodded, though he could barely sleep that night. The excitement, wonder, and faint nerves kept him awake. He traced the glowing patterns on his arms and felt a quiet connection, as if the marks were whispering promises of new strength and understanding. The next morning, Ren awoke to find Anara waiting with a small group of Veari. Each one greeted him warmly, their expressions gentle but curious. They were taller than Ren, elegant and strong, their movements fluid and graceful. Some of them had glowing marks similar to his, though their patterns were more complex and vivid. These are the other humans who have begun their transformations, Anara explained. They have grown with us, learned our ways, and embraced their new abilities. You will learn from them as well. Ren felt a mixture of awe and nervousness. He had expected to train alone, but seeing others like him sharing the same journey made him feel less isolated. He noticed how comfortable they were with their marks and their abilities, how naturally they moved energy and interacted with the technology around them. Don't be afraid, Anara said, noticing his hesitation. They will help you, guide you, and inspire you. Your bond with us will grow stronger as you learn together. Ren took a deep breath and stepped forward. One of the transformed humans, a woman named Mira, smiled at him. It's okay, she said gently. The first days are strange, but soon, you'll feel the energy in ways you never imagined. Ren nodded, feeling a flicker of hope. For the first time since waking up on the ship, he felt he truly belonged. The glowing marks on his arms pulsed softly, as if echoing the sense of connection he now felt with Anara, the other humans, and the Veari. As the day went on, Ren practiced sensing energy. Guided by Anara and Mira, he learned to feel subtle flows, to recognize patterns, and to connect with the glowing pulses within him. The exercises were challenging, but with each success, his confidence grew. By evening, Ren felt exhausted but exhilarated. His mind and body were changing, adapting to the energy and the presence of the Veari. He looked at Anara, who stood quietly beside him, her eyes reflecting pride and encouragement. You have grown much today, she said softly. The bond between you and your new abilities strengthens with every step, and the bond between us grows as well. Trust, understanding, and patience will guide you further than power alone ever could. Ren smiled, feeling a warmth in his chest. I trust you, Anara. I want to learn everything, not just the abilities, but everything about your people, your world. Anara's golden eyes sparkled. Then tomorrow, we will continue. Your journey has only just begun, Ren, and I promise, it will be extraordinary. As Ren drifted to sleep that night, he felt the marks on his arms pulse gently. They were no longer strange or frightening. They were part of him now, a symbol of growth, connection, and the incredible journey ahead. He realized that the fear he had felt when he first woke up had changed into something new, excitement, wonder, and the beginnings of hope. He was no longer just a human on a strange alien ship. He was part of a larger story, one that spanned stars, civilizations, and possibilities he had never dreamed of. And with Anara by his side, Ren knew he was ready for whatever came next. Ren woke to a sudden vibration running through the ship. The hum of energy felt stronger than before, almost urgent. He sat up, the glowing marks on his arms pulsing brightly. As if reacting to an invisible alarm, Anara appeared beside him in an instant. Ren, she said, her voice calm but serious. We have received word of a hostile force approaching a nearby Veari outpost. We must act quickly. Ren's heart raced. Hostile force? What do you mean? An alien race seeking to exploit Veari resources, Anara explained. They are dangerous, but they do not understand our strength. This is your first chance to see your abilities in action. To defend and protect. Ren swallowed hard, feeling a mix of fear and determination. The training so far had been controlled and safe, but this was real. I'm ready to try, he said, though his voice wavered slightly. Anara smiled reassuringly. You will not be alone. I will guide you, and others will support you. Trust in yourself and the marks on your arms. They entered a launch chamber, and Ren marveled at the sleek, glowing ships waiting for them. The energy of the Veari infused everything around him, and he felt a strange confidence growing inside him. The glowing marks on his arms pulsed steadily, a steady heartbeat that seemed to say, You are ready. As the ship soared through space, Anara explained the situation. The attackers are near a mining outpost. Their goal is to capture energy sources that are vital to our people. We must stop them before they cause harm. Ren nodded, focusing on the pulsing energy in his arms. He could feel it guiding him, warming him with a strange sense of courage. When they arrived, Ren gasped. The outpost was under assault. Ships fired strange beams of energy, an explosion shook the surface of the planet below. Veyari defenders were engaged in battle, their glowing forms moving gracefully, striking with precise energy bursts. "This is it," Anara said. "Your first test, Rin. Use what you have learned. Control the energy in your arms. Protect yourself. Protect others." Rin took a deep breath. He felt the marks pulse strongly, as if sensing his resolve. Slowly, he extended his hands. The energy within him responded immediately, a warm, flowing current that matched the rhythm of his heartbeat. At first, he tried simple movements, sending out small bursts of energy to deflect enemy fire. His aim wavered, and some beams narrowly missed their targets, but he adjusted quickly, focusing his mind and letting the connection guide him. The energy moved naturally, flowing through him with grace and precision. "This is incredible," Rin whispered to himself, a smile forming despite the tension. "I can do this." Anra's voice came in his mind, calm and guiding. "Steady, Rin. Feel the energy. Let it protect you, not control you." Rin nodded internally, and the energy responded. He guided it to form a protective barrier around a group of Veyari defenders below. Enemy fire struck the barrier, sending sparks of light into space, but the shield held firm. Rin felt a thrill as the energy pulsed in perfect harmony with his focus. One of the attacking ships swooped down, firing directly at Rin's position. His reflexes, sharper than before, kicked in instinctively. The energy from his arms flared, forming a pulse that deflected the attack. The ship trembled, forced to retreat slightly. Rin's heart raced with excitement and fear. "You are doing well," Anara said, her voice calm but proud. "But remember, Rin, this is only the beginning. Concentrate, control, and trust yourself." Rin nodded. He felt the marks glow brighter as he pushed his abilities further. He reached out with his mind, sensing the flow of energy around him. Mapping the movements of the enemy ships, he moved with precision, deflecting beams, shielding allies, and even guiding bursts of energy toward enemy engines, disabling them without causing destruction. "This is amazing," Rin thought. "I never imagined I could do this." Despite the chaos, Rin began to feel a strange clarity. He could sense the rhythm of the battle, the energy flows of friend and foe alike. It was as if the marks on his arms had unlocked a new way of perceiving the world away. They allowed him to anticipate movement, respond instantly, and act with purpose. Finally, the enemy fleet began to retreat, the Veyari defenders, bolstered. Byron's energy manipulation had turned the tide. Explosions faded into the distance, and the outpost stood intact, protected from harm. Rin lowered his hands, breathing heavily. The marks on his arms pulsed softly now, a gentle reminder of the power he had controlled. He looked at Anara, who hovered nearby in her own glowing energy, her eyes shining with pride. You did it," she said softly. "Your first real test, and you succeeded. You protected the outpost and its people. I am proud of you, Rin." Rin's chest swelled with pride, relief, and exhilaration. I couldn't have done it without your guidance, and the marks. They helped me feel connected, stronger than ever." "They are part of you now," Anara said. "A bridge to the Veyari energy into your own potential. This is only the beginning. There will be more challenges, but each one will make you stronger, wiser, and more capable." Rin nodded, still catching his breath. He had faced real danger, controlled his powers under pressure, and helped protect lives. The fear he had felt earlier had transformed into confidence, and he could feel the bond with Anara and the energy deepening. "You've done well today," Anara continued. "Rest now, Rin. Your body and mind need recovery. Tomorrow, you will begin to explore more advanced abilities, and the bond between you and the Veyari will grow even stronger." As Rin lay down later that night, he felt the marks on his arms pulse gently. They were no longer just glowing patterns, they were a part of him, a reminder of courage, growth, and the incredible possibilities ahead. He realized that he had taken a great step forward. He was no longer just a human waking up in a strange place. He was a protector, a bridge between worlds, and a being capable of extraordinary things. For the first time, Rin felt truly ready for the future. The morning light of the ship shimmered softly through the walls. Ren sat on a low bench, stretching his arms and feeling the familiar pulse of energy flowing through the glowing marks. Today was different. He could feel it deep inside his sense that something important was about to happen. Anara approached him, her golden eyes calm but filled with purpose. "Ren, today you will begin the final stage of your transformation," she said. "This stage will complete your connection to the Veari energy and unlock your full potential. Are you ready?" Ren took a deep breath. He had faced his first trial, learned to sense energy, and even defended a Veari outpost. His confidence had grown. But this felt like the most important step yet. "I'm ready," he said firmly, his voice steady. Anara smiled. "Good, follow me." She led Ren to a circular chamber filled with soft, glowing light. The walls were decorated with swirling patterns of energy, and in the center lay a shallow pool of liquid that shimmered like liquid crystal. Ren could feel the hum of power radiating from it. "This is the convergence pool," Anara explained. "It is where the final stage of your transformation will take place. Here, your energy will merge fully with the Veari flow. You will feel, more than ever before, and your abilities will reach their peak." Ren's heart raced. He stepped closer to the pool, the glowing marks on his arms responding to the energy with an eager pulse. "What do I have to do?" he asked. "Simply enter," Anara said softly. "Let the energy guide you. Trust yourself, trust the marks, and allow the Veari flow to merge with yours. You will not be alone. I will be with you every step of the way." Ren nodded. He felt a warmth in his chest, a quiet encouragement that steadied his nerves. He stepped into the pool, the liquid cool but not unpleasant. The moment he immersed himself, he felt energy rushing through him like a river, powerful and alive. The marks on his arms glowed brighter than ever, tracing intricate paths along his skin. A tingling sensation spread from his arms to his chest, legs, and head. Ren gasped, feeling his senses expand. Colors seemed more vivid, sounds sharper, and he could sense the faint energy currents flowing through the chamber. It was overwhelming, but exhilarating. "Focus on the flow," Anara instructed. "Do not resist it. Let it guide you." Ren closed his eyes and took a deep breath. The energy swirled around him, merging with the pulse of his own heartbeat. He felt the marks on his arms responding, growing warmer, stronger. Slowly, he allowed himself to surrender to the currents, letting the Veari energy become part of him. At first, he felt a rush of dizziness, the world spinning around him in waves of light. But Anara's voice remained calm, steadying him. "Breathe. Ren, trust yourself." Ren obeyed, and gradually the chaos of energy began to settle. He felt a new clarity, a deep connection to the flow of life, energy, and the universe around him. His mind felt sharper, his senses heightened, and a warmth of power settled in his chest. The marks on his arms glowed intensely, then slowly shifted, their patterns changing to something more intricate, more alive. Ren opened his eyes and saw that the pool around him now reflected not only his own image, but the flow of energy, connecting him to the Veari. "You're doing well," Anara said, smiling. "This is the moment your human strength and Veari energy become one. Let the connection guide you fully. Feel it, control it, and embrace it." Ren reached out with his mind, sensing the currents of energy. He could feel the flow of the ship, the presence of Anara, and even the distant threads of life on nearby planets. It was as if he could perceive the universe in ways he never imagined. He concentrated, sending small pulses of energy through the pool. The water responded instantly, forming shapes, waves, and patterns that mirrored his thoughts. This is incredible," Ren whispered. "I can feel everything, like it's all connected." "Yes," Anara said softly. "The marks, your focus, your heart, they are all part of the connection. You are now more than human. You are a bridge between worlds, a protector, and a guide." Ren smiled faintly, feeling a surge of pride and wonder. He had faced fear, learned to control energy, and defended others. Now, he felt a deeper power, one that was not just strength, but understanding, harmony, and balance. "Now," Anara continued, "let us test your full potential. Focus on shaping the energy around you. Let it respond to your will without forcing it. Guide it naturally, with patience and intent. Rin closed his eyes again, feeling the energy in waves. He allowed it to rise from the pool, forming shapes around him. At first, it shimmered uncertainly, then slowly obeyed his thoughts. He molded it into simple forms: spheres, waves, arcs, and finally, into a graceful spiral that hovered in the air before him. The marks on his arms pulsed with pride, glowing in rhythm with the energy's movement. "You've done it," Anara said, her voice filled with admiration. "Your transformation is complete. You now share a bond with the Veari energy, and your abilities have reached a new level. Remember, Rin, power is meaningful only when guided by understanding and heart." Rin opened his eyes and looked at Anara. I can feel everything. The energy, the flow. It's like I'm part of it, not just controlling it. It's amazing." Anara nodded. "That is the essence of the final stage. You are no longer just Rin, the human. You're Rin, the bridge, the protector, the one who can connect worlds." Rin looked down at the glowing marks on his arms. They were no longer just strange patterns. They were alive with energy, flowing with his heartbeat and responding to his thoughts and emotions. He felt powerful, yes, but also grounded, aware of responsibility and purpose. "Thank you, Anara," Rin said quietly, "for trusting me, guiding me, for everything. You have earned this, Rin," she said gently. "And there is still more to learn, more to experience. But now, you are ready to face the universe in ways few humans ever could." Rin smiled, feeling a deep sense of peace and strength. The pool shimmered around him, reflecting not only the light but the connection between his human essence and the Veari energy. He had changed, not just in body or power, but in mind, heart, and spirit for the first time. Rin understood what it truly meant to be a bridge, of being capable of connecting worlds, protecting life, and embracing incredible possibilities. And he knew that with Anara by his side, the journey ahead would be extraordinary. Rin awoke to a quiet hum throughout the ship. The glowing marks on his arms pulsed steadily, a soft rhythm that mirrored his heartbeat. Today felt different. There was an energy in the air, an anticipation that made his chest tighten with excitement. Anara appeared beside him, her expression calm but resolute. "Rin, today you will undertake your first independent mission," she said. "You have completed your transformation. Now it is time to test your abilities and the full strength of your connection to the Veari energy." Rin's heart raced. He had faced training, trials, and even a real attack, but this felt like the most important moment yet. "I understand," he said, trying to steady his voice. "I'm ready." Anara smiled, her golden eyes reflecting both pride and concern. "Remember, Rin, this mission is not just about power. It is about strategy, focus, and protecting life. You will need all you have learned. Trust yourself and trust the marks." They boarded a small, sleek ship designed for rapid movement and precise control. As they soared into space, Anara explained the mission. A rogue fleet has invaded a distant sector. Their goal is to capture vital energy resources, just like before, but on a much larger scale. You must disable their ships, protect the energy nodes, and ensure no lives are lost. Rin nodded. His glowing marks pulsed brightly as he reached out, sensing the flow of energy in the ship. He could feel every movement, every pulse, and every connection with remarkable clarity. It was as if the universe itself was whispering instructions to him. When they arrived, the rogue fleet appeared on the horizon, a massive formation of dark ships, moving aggressively toward the energy nodes. The Veari defenders were already engaged, struggling to hold back the attackers. "This is it," Anara said. "Remember what you have learned. Focus, sense, control, protect." Rin took a deep breath and let the energy flow through him. His marks glowed intensely, and he felt a surge of power that made his limbs feel light, his mind sharp, and his senses keen. He could see the movement of every ship, anticipate attacks, and feel the energy flowing through both friend and foe. He raised his hands, sending out a controlled wave of energy that struck the nearest enemy ship. The dark vessel shuddered as its engines flickered, unable to continue its attack. Rin's pulse synchronized with the energy, and he guided another wave toward a cluster of ships, disabling them without causing destruction. Excellent, Anra's voice said in his mind. You are in perfect harmony with the energy. Keep your focus, Rin. Protect the nodes at all costs. Rin moved quickly, using bursts of energy to shield the Veari defenders and push the rogue ships back. He could feel the energy responding instantly to his thoughts, weaving through his body, forming shields, pulses, and waves that were both precise and powerful. One of the largest enemy ships broke through the defenses and headed straight for an energy node. Rin's heart pounded. He reached out with his mind and guided a massive surge of energy, forming a barrier that stopped the ship in its tracks. Sparks of light danced across the barrier as the rogue ship trembled, then retreated. You are doing more than I imagined, Anara said, her voice filled with pride. You are protecting not only the energy nodes, but the lives of your allies. This is your true strength. Rin felt a surge of confidence. The fear he had once felt when he first woke up on the ship was gone. Now, he moved with purpose, controlling energy with skill and precision. He could sense danger before it arrived, deflect attacks instinctively, and protect both people and resources. The rogue fleet began to falter. Rin's controlled energy pulses disrupted their formations, sending their ships retreating in confusion. The Veari defenders took advantage of the opening, pushing the remaining attackers away from the energy nodes. Rin felt a strange calm as the battle drew to a close. He had faced overwhelming odds, controlled immense power, and protected countless lives. The glowing marks on his arms pulsed softly now, a gentle rhythm that reflected both his triumph and the harmony he had achieved. Anara appeared beside him once the last enemy ship fled. You have done it, Rin, she said. Your first independent mission is a success. You have proven your abilities, your courage, and your understanding of the Veari energy. You have truly become a bridge between worlds. Rin smiled, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. I couldn't have done it without everything you taught me, Anara, and without the marks. They guided me every step of the way. They are a part of you now, Anara said softly, and your journey is far from over. But today, you have shown what you are capable of. You are ready for any challenge, Rin, because you have learned not only to control power, but to use it with wisdom and heart. Rin looked out at the stars, the distant planets, and the vast expanse of space. For the first time, he felt a sense of true belonging. He was no longer just a human waking up with strange marks on his arms. He was Rin, protector, guide, and bridge between worlds. As they returned to the ship, Rin reflected on his journey. The fear, uncertainty, and confusion he had felt at the beginning had transformed into confidence, understanding, and purpose. He realized that his abilities were not just tools, they were a responsibility, a way to protect, connect, and guide others. Later, in the quiet of the observation deck, Rin watched the stars shimmer and pulse. Anara stood beside him, her presence calm and comforting. You've grown much, Rin, she said. And the universe is vast. There will always be new challenges, new lives to protect, and new connections to form. But I know you are ready, Rin nodded, feeling the steady pulse of the marks on his arms. I'm ready. He said quietly, I feel stronger, wiser, and more connected than I ever imagined. I can protect, guide, and help, and I know I'm not alone. Anara smiled warmly. You never were alone, Rin. The marks, the energy, and the bonds you have formed are all part of you. Together, we will continue to explore, learn, and protect the worlds we touch. Rin felt a deep peace settle over him. For the first time, he understood the true meaning of his transformation. It was not just about power or energy or even abilities. It was about connection, responsibility, and growth. He had awakened something extraordinary inside himself, and he knew that the universe was now full of possibilities. As the ship sailed silently through the stars, Rin and Anara stood side by side, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The glowing marks on his arms pulsed gently, a heartbeat of energy, a symbol of transformation, and a promise of the incredible journey yet to come. And Rin knew, with certainty, that he was no longer just a human waking up in a strange place. He was a protector, a bridge, and a being capable of extraordinary things. The universe was vast, full of wonder and challenges, and he was ready to meet it all.